Hi, welcome back to Nails and Yap. Thank you so much for listening. I just wanted to insert a little clip here to let you know kind of what was going on, intro the episode. Basically, Izzy, aka Orphic Nails, came on the podcast to have a chat with me. We yapped away in true Nails and Yap style for about 2 hours, and it was all absolutely fantastic, and I didn't want to delete any of it to get it into an hour episode. I put part 1 up last week, so if you've listened to that, you'll know how fantastic Izzy was. She was full of tips, tricks, inspo, product recommendations, brush recommendations. She was a fountain of knowledge, and I absolutely loved having her. Now we're going to head into part 2, which is just even more fantasticness from Izzy herself. I didn't want to not give it to you, so here it is. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you again soon. And would you say social media skews expectations on things like speed of nail art or just nail art in general?
100%, and AI.
Oh my god, yes.
Well, let's not even.
Let's not go there.
The amount of people that are like, can I have this? And it's like a real life goldfish in someone's nail. And I'm like, honey, no, that's not real. Oh, it's 100% ruining expectations. Again, for nail techs as well as clients. Techs will come in and they'll sit and they're like, oh my god, it takes me like an hour to prep, but this person's done this set with nail art in an hour. And I'm like, have they though? Like, I don't want to sound rude, but have they though? Because I'm going to be honest, it does take time to do. If you're having something on every finger and you're having a builder gel infill and it's taking only an hour or 45 minutes, there's something you're missing there, honey. Like, there's got to be.
Yeah, and a client necessarily won't be thinking, oh, well, the prep took 15 minutes and therefore they spent 40 minutes on art. They'll just think the whole set took an hour, but actually you don't know what their prep routine is, you don't know what brand they're using. Maybe their brand doesn't need as intricate prep work. Maybe they're not getting the retention, and what they're not posting a video of is that client texts 2 days later and said it's all come off. I think there is context, and social media can skew that. I find for me with social media, it is a confidence thing, where sometimes I'll see people doing amazing things and I think, oh, I'll never be that good, or I could never do that.
Why couldn't you though?
Well,
like,
that's
who's stopping you? It's you versus you.
No, it is, and I think it's really easy with social media to not see the context and realise that they're amazing, but there's been a journey to get there.
They have been doing it for like 7 years, plus 15 years. They have gone through so much training. They have done hours, like till midnight practicing, like they've had so many failed sets that they haven't posted. Like, for example, I don't know if you follow Nails by Dev.
I don't know if I do, you know.
Oh my god, if I could give anyone any advice that wants to do really intricate art and character art, Bull Pit Addict and Nails by Dev, they're sisters, they're American, and they will do little free videos of like paint-alongs of characters. That's where I learn a lot of stuff from. But she can paint out a character set in 2 hours, and I mean like heavily detailed. She does it day in, day out, and she will share her journey of where she started, and that it actually took her like 12 hours when she first started. And I think seeing that helps build people's confidence, because if you're new into it, you'll look at it and go, it's okay for it to take me like 8 hours to do this, that's okay. Because it is hard when you come into it and you're constantly comparing yourself to what someone can do that's been doing it for a long time, and sometimes the truth is bent a little bit. I have done it myself before now. This was way back when, and I'm like, I don't like that version of me because it's not transparent. So what I do on a lot of my posts now is I will say this was a Ruby tier set and it took 3 hours. So if clients are looking at it, they can go, okay, so I haven't got 3 hours, maybe I'll go for the set that's before that, so I can still have a bit of art. Also, nail techs can see it and go, oh, okay, so it takes me 3 hours to do something similar, so I'm not far off. I feel like we need to be more honest and transparent online for the benefits of clients and nail techs.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you get that much with client expectations? Do you kind of get people who are surprised at how long a detailed set will take?
I think it's all in our heads. I think we all think that clients are going to turn up and go, oh my gosh, you've not painted Mickey Mouse within an hour, what's wrong with you, and done an acrylic application. I actually think they do understand, but we don't think they understand. In the 4 years I've been doing it, I've only had one encounter with one lady who sat huffing and puffing. God, this is taking forever. I feel like I've been here for an eternity. And I'm like, but you want art on every finger and not just a little bit of art, a lot of art. She was there for 3 hours. She kept touching a jumper and getting fuzz on it, so I had to keep taking that off, reapplying a base. But in my 4 years, I've never had a client sit and make comments about the time. I have sat to clients and gone, this is going to take this long, just so you're aware, are you okay with that? And all of them are like, yeah, I wasn't expecting it to be an hour and a half. And I'm like, oh, I love you.
That's good though that you're setting expectations in advance, because I think that does just avoid problems. I also find as well with my booking system, it says the time scales on it, so it gives people an idea.
Yes.
And again, if they think, oh, I'm booking a lunchtime appointment, I've only got an hour, alright, I don't actually have a service as an hour, but they could book a plain builder set for an hour 15.
Yeah.
And then they know, alright, I can be a bit cheeky with my lunch break.
Yeah.
They know, right, I'm not going to book extension set with detailed nail art because that's way off.
Yeah.
So I think a booking system really helps with that as well.
Because it has got your times. It helps for you so you can plan your day properly as well. And manage those times. But I will, when I communicate with clients, they will tell me what they want if they're new clients. Again, my clients now, a lot of them they are regulars, they are recurring, so they know what's what. They'll turn up, they'll have the lunchbox with them with a brew, they'll turn up with coffee, Red Bull, whatever. Some of them have sat and put like a film on their phone, and I'm so down for that. I'm like, whatever makes you comfy. Some of them, every 15 minutes, I'll be like, if you need a wiggle, you tell me, get up, have a wander around, have a stretch, you know, like, let's make you comfortable. But they are prepared that it's going to be a long appointment, because I will say, like, I can do that for you as long as you're happy to be here for X amount of time.
So does that conversation tend to be beforehand, before the appointment, do you find?
Yeah, because I couldn't think of anything worse than someone coming to me and going, oh, I've seen this set online and it only took this person an hour and whatever to do, so I'm only going to be with you for that long, aren't I? And then me turning around and going, no, I'm still relatively new to this sort of style, I've not practiced it, this is going to take me X amount of time. I couldn't think of anything worse than having to sit and have that discussion on the day, and then someone leaving feeling a bit deflated because they're not having what they thought they were going to have.
So do you ask for inspo in advance? Yeah.
100%. All the time. And if someone doesn't send me inspo and sits on the day and goes, paint what you want, I do sometimes sit and I'm just like, I'm not doing that because what I want isn't what you want.
Yeah.
Again, my go-to will always be, and people are probably fed up of hearing it, checkerboard and flame, a lightning bolt, a cherry, like that's my go-to, because I know I can do it fast, I know I can do it well, and I know it looks good.
Yeah.
But that might not be what
they want.
What they want. She might want flowers.
My husband hates lightning bolts.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what beef he's got against them.
He just hates them.
I do his nails like a couple of times. He's gone to Ibiza and he's gone to a couple of festivals and I've done his nails. He doesn't get them like regularly, although I'd love to do them regularly.
Yeah.
And last time I did them and I sat down and we were kind of chatting about what do you want and what have you. And he said, oh, I do not want that lightning bolt thing. He was like, I hate them. He was like, do not even suggest it. I was like, why have you got beef with the lightning bolt? What's wrong with it? Maybe it was because the first time I did it, I was like more inexperienced. Maybe he thought this looks shit. And I'm like, no.
Let me do it again.
Me 3.5 years later, we're well better now. Like, let me show you what's possible now.
We have grown.
Yeah, he just doesn't like them for whatever reason.
No way.
He loves a smiley face, he loves a checkerboard, he loves a flame. Although my first ones, God, that first set I did on him, the flames look like something from the bottom of the sea. Like something you put in your fish tank. Like they did not look like a flame.
Mine were like that, don't you worry.
Yeah. But yeah,
terrible.
he's a no for a lightning bolt. So that's the thing, you don't know what people hate.
Yeah, that's it. Like I've done it where someone, like a businesswoman has been sat in front of me who has like red nails all the time and she'll have like really nice pretty stuff on, has sat and gone, I don't know what I want, do what you want to do. And I'm like, so we're gonna paint Scooby-Doo, yeah? Like
yeah, what I want and what you want are very different.
Very different things. So we're going all black, are we? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
And I think that's why it's so good to get to know your clients. That's why I love not being a salon that just constantly has walk-ins or one-off clients. I love that building relationship.
Yeah.
Because you do get to know and you think, I'm not even going to suggest that because they'll hate that.
Yeah.
I've got clients who hate the colour purple. I just know they hate the purple.
So we're not even going to suggest
We're
purple.
never going to suggest purple.
Yeah. I had a lady once who came to me and she wanted the crocodile print nails, but it was like bright multicolours all over them. And I looked at it and I went, are you sure? Because she's someone that liked uniform nails. They all had to match, they all had to be the same design on the same finger on each hand. And I looked at it and I'm like, are you sure? Because they're all odd, very bright colours. The colours don't even go together because it's supposed to be a bit like a psychedelic-y set. And she's like, yeah, I want to try something new, go out my comfort zone. And she phoned me that night. Well, she didn't phone me, she got her daughter to message me, saying that she couldn't stop crying, she hated the nails, she didn't like them. And I just messaged her and she goes, I was too scared to message you and tell you. And I was like, I'd rather you have said there and then, obviously, because we could have fixed it. I was like, but I knew you weren't going to like him. And even a daughter, like, we were joking. She was like, I knew she wasn't going to like him. Like, we both knew this was not for you. And she was like, I'm sorry, I feel silly. Like, I shouldn't have tried to go out my comfort zone. And we're like, what if we learn? And she was like, listen to you two because you two know what I like. And we were like, okay.
Did you charge for a redesign?
No.
Did you not?
Should have done.
You should have done.
She's no longer with me, this client. But it was a case of, I don't know if you've ever experienced anyone like this, where they'll be like, you should do this, you should do that, but not for me because I'm a really loyal client. That was kind of like the vibe, you know what I mean? Or you should have weekends off, you shouldn't be working evenings, but if I message you, you come back to me straight away kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I have encountered a few times.
Like a bit of a VIP complex.
Yeah, and unfortunately all my clients are like my best friends, so I can't give them all VIP treatment anymore. They're all on the same playing field now, because it got a bit messy. But yeah, we knew what worked for her, we knew what she liked, and bless her, she was trying something new. It unfortunately didn't work for her, but like you say, you do get to know your clients, you do get to know what works for them. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't, and you just think, well, there's only one way of finding out.
So I guess if you ask for inspo beforehand, it's a lot rarer that people will come in and they've not booked the right thing because you know in advance.
Yeah.
Have you ever had it where someone has come in and they really don't know what they've booked for, or they whack out an inspo pic and you think, no girl,
that's not happening.
That is so realistic. In what universe am I able to do that?
Not happening. I've had it once or twice. Yeah, I have had people in the past that have turned up and gone, like they booked in for, so my art tiers, because I'm a bit of a spooky gal and I like witchy things, they are like crystals. So your basic set is your plain set, a quartz set is a French or loose glitter or full cover chrome. Sapphire is like 2 nails with art on and then the rest are plain colour. Ruby is then where it gets artsy. From sapphire to ruby onwards it gets more like custom pricing, because sometimes something that can look really hectic is quite simple, and vice versa, something that can look quite simple is quite hectic to do. So they booked in for, say, a quartz set. So if they were just having a quartz builder gel infill, that's for like an hour and a half, 2 hours for me. I am a slow painter. And they booked in for a quartz, and then they put something in front of me and gone, we've got time to do this, haven't we? And I've had to sit there and go, no, like I'm really sorry, I can't do that, because I've got someone in straight after you and we're going to run over, and I like to have 20 minutes between clients. I know that's probably an excessive amount of time.
No, so valid.
But I would like to have a stretch and a wee and a brew and a little snack and clean up my desk before the next one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm very much like, I have to factory reset my space between clients, so if it eats into my resetting time, I won't do it, unless it is literally like 5 minutes, then I will. And they've all taken it very well. The one I struggle with the most, or recently struggled with the most, is I had a price increase and people were booked in for like ruby sets of nails. So I was like, oh well, in like this week's going to be a good week, and I kid you not, every single person that sat down that week, yeah, I just want a plain set. So I had to have almost like the opposite discussion with people saying, you can have plain sets. Please let me know though if you've changed your mind before the day, because that's gone from a 3-hour appointment and a £65 appointment to a 1.5 hour appointment for 35 quid.
See, I charge. They charge what the book. They charge what the book.
After that 1 week, I basically said, like, whatever you booked in for, even if you have less than that, that's what you're paying. And people have very quickly gone, okay, and got the hang with it. I think they felt pressure because some of them always had art, and since my price increase, we've had to have a sensitive discussion around their finances of, I can't afford that anymore. Yeah. And I'm like, that's okay. I'm not going to turn around and go, you're fired. Like, that's not how this works.
You're still welcome.
Yeah, literally. But so I've had to have it like put in the opposite sense of, I need to know if you're having a plain set because I can get more people in. A lot of it, like we touched on earlier, is sometimes you do just have to educate your clients. This isn't their industry. This isn't their job. They don't understand how it works. And for us, it might sound simple of, if you're having more art, I need to know. For them, they just think that they can have whatever in the time they're booked in for.
That is one of the hardest things about nail art, is getting your pricing and your tiers
And
in a
your
way
clients
that
to
works for you
understand
and your clients.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've actually got, which I think really helps, I've got a pinned post at the top of my Instagram page,
Yes.
and it says, what nail art level should I book? And then it's got a few examples.
Yeah.
I have had people slip recently where, for me, I have it where I have simple, fancy, and then into like your mix and match.
Yeah.
I found that slipped a little bit recently, where
Yeah.
clients have sort of, they come in, they book the plain sex, they booked simple nail art, 'cause that's what they always book, and then they're asking for things with colour, and I've not even clocked, and then afterwards I'm thinking, oh, I haven't had my break as long, or my lunch has been cut short, and then I realise, oh, actually, because that should have been a fancy set. I think what I'll do is probably make a post soon that says, here's the nail art tiers reminder, and I want to get back in the habit of posting in more nails on my page.
Yeah.
And when I do that, in the caption saying like what to book, so then people get used to, oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Oh, but it falls into fancy. I've only booked simple. Maybe I need to message and upgrade my appointment.
In my highlights, I've got like my tiers, so like they go all the way up, and then you click and it'll say basically what is included in each tier. So for example, like sapphire, if someone wants tortoiseshell, that's sapphire, because for all, yes, it looks simple, it's a lot of layering.
It's a lot of layers.
It's a lot of layers.
And that's what people don't think about. They sort of look at the intricacy of the actual design. Obviously, they know a Powerpuff Girl is going to be more than a French, but something like a torty, they see it as, oh, it's all a similar colour palette, it's neutral. They don't think,
it's just blob it on.
yeah, it's the layers. It's how many times is it in and out the lamp.
Yeah. And then if it's a bit bumpy, you got to buff it. Like, so,
yeah, killer.
Yeah. So I've done that, like you say, made it so people can see it. But I found as well, I've slipped with my regulars where a lady had a set of nails the other day, and it was a flame on 2 fingers and then full colour on the others. Not a problem, dead easy, don't mind doing it. But I only charged her for a quartz because she's been a really good regular, and I backed the flame out so fast. I finished the set in the time it'd take me to do just a basic set. So I felt a bit like, I feel like I can't charge you for a sapphire set because it's taken like half the time.
Yeah, I am a bit lenient in that sense, in
Yeah.
that if I can do it in the time, then I'm not going to charge you for the next level, because unless I'm using loads of different products, as in we are working on gems, we're doing this, we're doing that, and it's adding more financial costs. But if it's a tiny little bit more gel, or just the painting's harder, but maybe you've come and you haven't needed an infill, so now I've gained that time back, then I'm not going to probably charge you for it, because I see it as you book out the time slot. It works the other way. If you book out the time slot and then you want something dead simple, you're paying for the full time that you booked out. So equally, if you've booked that time out and I can do it in that time without using loads of extra product, then I'll be lenient with that. Do you ever have someone send you a reference picture before the appointment where you think, oh, hell no, I cannot do that? Do you have to say no sometimes?
Sometimes it's not even like, no, I can't do that. It's, oh, honey, no, what are you thinking? So I've got one of my clients, she's also one of my closest friends. She always has something really artsy, so she had the K-pop set. And for Halloween she sent me inspo, and it was literally like Frankenstein with Nightmare Before Christmas with little bedsheet ghosts, and everything she sent me, stunning, chef's kiss, I can do that. Put this together on a set of nails, it's going to look awful. I had to very politely say that to her, like, this is my business and you are my advertising. As much as you might want this set, it's going to look awful, because it's like putting Batman on a nail with Princess Tiana, with Jessica Rabbit, like it just doesn't fit. There's no vibe, it's very mishmashy. So I had to politely sort of say to her, like, I love where you're going and I love how much you want on your nails, but it's a no from me, I can't do that. And she took it really well. There has been times as well where people have said they've wanted something and I've gone, either maybe next time give me a chance to practice it, or I need to order this specific product for that, and they've gone, oh, never mind. I'm just really transparent with my clients. Like, I have learned, it's taken a long time, but in this last year I have learned to say no, and I think they appreciate that, because they're like, oh, if she can't do it, she won't mess about trying.
I think clients appreciate that. Like, I'd be the same. Like, if you say you can do something and then do it really shit, I'm going to be disappointed. Whereas if you just up front and say, oh, actually, that's not within my skill set, sweet, thanks for letting me know.
Because then you're going to get, if you try it and you genuinely can't do it, you're going to get upset, you're going to get flustered, you're going to have a bad time, and then they're going to go home and they're going to go, this nail set's terrible.
Yeah.
People are going to ask where they got it done, and then it's just going to make you look bad. Like, it's not worth it.
Not at all. Are you somebody who you're sort of, this is my set, so your inspo pick is inspo, and I'll create a set for you?
Yeah. I will. Sets, there are some sets that I will copy because I'll just look at it and go, I love that. Like Spellbound Nails, she always does sets that I look at and I'm like, I will recreate you one day. I do love her work. So if someone sends me any of her inspo, I will absolutely be like, yeah, we'll just copy that because I love it. A lot of my clients at the moment will send me about 3 or 4 different inspo picks and say what they want from each one, like what element they want from each one. Some of them go to the extent of physically drawing it out for me.
I love that.
Or they'll go on their iPad and they'll get like pictures of textures and things, and they'll be like, I want this on this nail and this on that nail. Like some of my clients are the arty ones are really organised. And then some of my girls who do just like what is trending, obviously that's nice and easy, it's just an inspo pick, this is what I've seen that's everywhere, I want this. I do always try and get an inspo pick beforehand because mentally I need to put myself in it, I need to know what I'm doing.
See, I don't ask for inspo picks.
Don't you?
No, and I think I need to start doing for anything more detailed.
Yes. I feel like you can really set their expectation of, like, if someone sends me something and I'm really, so for example, like this with the French where it's like a line around the French, I can tell my client, I'll go, absolutely love this set, however, I'm not overly comfortable doing like a little micro line outlining my French. I'll give it a go, but if it doesn't work, is there anything else you'd like instead? So then it gives them a chance to get a backup if it doesn't work. I've learned through all the jobs I've had over the years, I've learned to just be transparent with people and they won't be mad. It will make your life so much easier. And if they're mad, it's a them problem.
Yeah,
like
100%.
it's just nails, like in the nicest possible way. Like, I'm sorry that I can't paint that on there, but you know, we can do something else. We can get something along the lines of, so if they want a Disney set but you're not confident with characters, well, we can pull elements from the character, we can pull the colour palette from the character, you know, like Tangled for example, I can't paint her, but I could paint the sun from her, or I can paint the gecko because animal characters are easier than people characters, so then you have a discussion of, I know that's what you want, but this is what I can do, you're still going to get a themed set. Let's go for it.
Yeah, I do think for my more detailed sets and like mix and match, that is what I need to do, because I have found in the past I've had clients who've come for a detailed set and then I'm either like, we're not going to be able to do that within the time limit, say I've got plans after work and I have to have a hard stop. And then I can tell they're a bit more disappointed leaving if we've had to do something that is quicker.
Do you ever feel like flustered as well if someone shows you something and you're like, oh.
Yeah, but equally, if I was getting pinged all day every day, inspo pics for something that's like a French or whatever, or a few sparkles, and that's more messages for me to get through, so I would find that overwhelming. One of the girls I used to work in the salon with, she would always ask for inspo pics of clients, and her main reason was that, like you say, she can push back easily, but also she could get the products out, so at the appointment she'd save time because she'd get her colours ready and everything, and she wasn't searching through her drawers.
Big sets I do that, like if it's a big, anything over 3 hours worth of work, colours come out, everything comes out, palette comes out, brushes come out, so I'm not doing it mid-appointment like you say, so I've got it all to hand.
And do you ever get it wrong? That's something I'm not great at, is I'll think, oh yeah, that I'll be able to do it within 3 hours, and then it's 5.
So you are more than welcome, I can send you this one as well, you can insert pick. So I did this set a few weeks ago, and for me I looked at it and it goes, that's only going to take me 3 hours. Like it's a builder gel removal, fresh set with this art I'm dead confident in, 3 hours, and it took me 4.5 hours. And I was so disheartened because I was like, why is it taking me so long? Granted, me and the girl were having a proper good chin wag, like we had common interests and we were doing that thing where it was like, showing you stuff on your phone all the time.
Yeah, that's a biggie, isn't it, for taking up time?
Yeah, because you're so, but I love that in a way, because I'm like, you obviously are getting on so well that they're like, oh my god, let me show you this, let me show you that. It's because I hadn't done art in so long. For the past few months, people were just having really plain sets with really easy stuff that I do quite a lot. It came to doing this set and I was like, what the hell, like why is this taking so long? So it does happen, like I can plan for a set to take X amount of time, but it's not always guaranteed. As the set's going on, I'll be like, you're not in a rush, are you? And if they say yes, I'll go, right, we might have to make this adjustment then, so we finish on time. Or if they say no, and I'm like, good, because we might be here for half an hour longer than we thought.
Yeah. I think that's it, isn't it? It's setting the expectations, it's communicating well, and it's kind of making adjustments if you need to.
I will as well say that the longest day I do is 3 clients. And if it's a 3 client day, it's only one of them is having something arty and the other 2 are having something plain.
So you try and limit the art.
Yeah. Most days is a 2 client day and people are having art, but they're having the very simply sets. Your bigger sets that you see that are your characters or like your really detailed sets, they tend to be, I will say to someone, I need you in at this time. Like I've got a girl in February who's booked in for Pokemon nails because she's going to Japan. She's coming at 9:30 in the morning. She knows it's going to be like a 6-hour stint. She just knows that straight away, but it can be given and take. Yeah, it could be 5 hours, it could be 7 hours, it could be 6 hours. She's got the whole day. No one's coming in after her because I'm just like, I'm not putting that pressure on me or her as well.
And do you ever sort of find yourself burning out and you think, oh, I've started to take on too much detail work? Like, what would the signs of that be for you?
All the time. Izzy's always burning out. Little side quest, I genuinely think, like I mentioned it to you earlier, I am in the process of potentially being diagnosed autistic ADHD.
Yeah.
For a long time, I have really struggled with holding down any kind of job. From 16 to 26, I'd had 30 jobs. I've worked in every sector, every industry, cars, farming, sales, insurance, you name it, I've done it, kind of thing. Not proud of it, but also a lot of those skills have transferred into this.
Yeah, and how much have you learned from that about what you do and don't want out of a job, and other skills and working with people?
Yeah.
Like you've got so much out of that.
It means I can talk to everyone. Like I have equestrian clients, but I also have businessy lady clients.
Yeah.
Like I can actually talk to everyone, and it's great. But it's I learned the reason that I was struggling with that was because I would burn out fast.
Yeah.
I clearly don't have the mental capacity of a normal person to do a 9 to 5 and have long hours and do long things and concentrate for long periods of time. So doing nails was to give me that freedom, but I still, again, I think people think that I am back to back 5-6 days a week. I'm not.
Yeah.
It's 4 days a week, 2 clients a day, 2 arty sets. If we're having anything that's more than a ruby set, you get the whole day.
Yeah.
Because I've got to protect myself.
It's learning your limits, isn't it? I'm the same. So I actually do have ADHD. I was diagnosed a few years ago.
Yeah.
And again, I've kind of fallen into this job and love it.
Yeah.
Because it works with my brain so well. The flexibility, the working for myself, the not having a boss, the whole every set is different. You get to talk to people all day. Like it really lights a fire in me, and I love it. But at the same time, I do burn out quite easily as well, and I completely relate. I think it's trying to manage that. Yeah. And it sounds like you've got some good systems in place with your 4 days a week, not taking on too many clients, not too many art sets in a day.
Yeah, I will admit I am very fortunate because I can understand that's not sustainable for everyone. Like we mentioned earlier, if you are coming into this industry and you've already got a mortgage, children, other things going on, 4 days a week, 2 clients a day, where my average set is probably like £40. That's not sustainable. I don't earn any money. I don't earn any profit.
Yeah, we're not. we're not rolling in riches around here.
At this point, this is just doing it for fun.
Yeah.
I don't want it to be. I want to make a career out of it. I want to fund my part of the house. I am very grateful that I have someone that has said, I will take the reins, you go off and make this work. And,
I love that.
And we check in every so often and he'll turn to me and he'll go, I can see that you're trying and I can see that it's getting there. He was like, if I saw in a year's time it was going nowhere and you weren't putting the effort in, then I'd say to you, pull the reins, get a proper job.
Yeah.
Not saying proper job, not saying it's
no,
not a proper
but
job.
is
You know what I
it
mean,
something
though?
that's financially sustainable?
Yeah, I'm so grateful and understand that I'm in a position a lot of people can't be in, because if I wasn't able to take it as slow as I can, it would not be sustainable for me. So just because I'm sitting saying I only do this many clients a day, this many days a week, that's because I can. If you do struggle with your mental health and stuff and you aren't able to, there will be other things that you may have to do to stop burning out.
Yeah.
I'm just very lucky. I still burn out with the very little that I do. I don't know if that's the level of whatever's going on up there or what, but I have learned that I need to just do self-care. I need to say no and not feel guilty. I've started reading the Let Them book which for everyone thinks is basically the attitude is I don't need you, whatever. It's actually not. There's a lot more in it.
Yeah.
That helps you understand that you can say no and people will still like you.
For me, it's things like make sure I'm not replying to messages in the evening and putting those boundaries in place. I've actually put on the sleep mode thing on Instagram messages, so if anyone doesn't know what that is, you can basically turn on a setting, and after a certain time, if people try and message you, it'll tell them they're in sleep mode, they won't get a notification, they'll reply in the morning.
Or an automatic response that says, I will respond within this time, this many days.
And again, it just comes back to setting those client expectations, but I think things like that really help because you're not working in the chair all day and then taking it home. I have a set admin day once a week, which I've touched on in the podcast before. But anything, I mean, because I do the podcast as well, I'll do a lot of the editing for the podcast in that time. But equally, I will also order stock, then I'll plan out social media posts, I'll take pictures of things, I'll schedule content.
That's an important one, explaining to people that if you schedule your posts that you are not necessarily active. I started scheduling posts and then a few people got a bit antsy with me because I wasn't responding to messages, and I'm like, I've scheduled this to make my life easier.
That's an interesting
actually present.
Actually. I'm not here.
Because some people will see that as that you are on your phone
so
watching
why
telly, so why you're not replying, when actually no, I'm scheduling it. So again, transparency with your clients, make them aware, do a little post every so often saying that I schedule my posts to make life easier so I don't burn out. My clients know that I respond to them within 3 to 5 working days if it's not urgent. If their appointment isn't within the next 48 hours, I will not be responding to them unless they are messaging me to say, I can't make my appointment, can I reschedule? Because obviously they're letting me know in plenty of time. It's been very hard to, and I'm still learning, but prioritising messages, letting clients know that you prioritise messages so they're aware that their inquiry about bringing you a coffee on the day 4 days before the appointment isn't as important as someone needing to reschedule.
Absolutely. I find messages for me are not super overwhelming, and I often see stories of other nail techs saying, I'll get back to my messages, I'm catching up, I'm just up to date, but I genuinely think the online booking really helps me with that.
It did for a while help me, but then it got to the point where people would just message me going, I want this, but what tier do I book in? So I'd be like, oh, go and have a look at my Instagram, and then they'd be like, well, this is the inspo, what do you think? And I'm like, and I think it's because, bless them, they're trying so hard to not book the wrong tier that it has worked out for me quicker to just go, that's this level, that's this much, what do we think? I've actually reversed going from having a booking system to people message me for bookings because of the potential neurospice. I'm very particular with who I have in my chair, and if someone messages me about their nails, what they want, and I don't get a vibe, unfortunately they may get a message from me that says, I might not be able to get you in on the days that you've requested, I'm really sorry, but here's XYZ nail tech locally that I know are taking on new clients, because I couldn't think of anything worse, because it's happened, than sitting with someone for a 3-hour set and not getting on with them.
Oh, absolutely.
Or it being really awkward. So for me, it's helped in reducing the anxiety of a new client. For me, it's helped having them message me because I can get an idea of what they're like, and then I can essentially go, yes, I want you, or no, I don't. And I know that sounds awful, but it's protecting me and stopping me from burning out and getting overwhelmed and having a bit of a mental.
I think like anything though, you're working with people so personally, it's got to fit for both of you. And I've had it before where I've had clients and I thought, they're not going to come back. We've not gelled, like we've just, the conversation's been trickier, it's not been natural.
They've not given you anything.
Or maybe they don't like me, or I'm finding them difficult to talk to. Maybe we've not got much in common, but it's just got an awkward vibe to it. And I don't have that often because I feel like I can chat to most people. But it does happen, and I think that's fine to be like, look, we weren't the right fit. You don't have to say that, you don't have to message, but you know if you're going to fit with someone.
Well, it's like hairdressers, tattoo artists, you're going to be with them for a long time. You kind of want to go somewhere where you look forward to going, I think. You want to have a good time, you don't want it to be a chore. At the end of the day, your client's there to have a pamper. So if they don't feel comfortable whilst being pampered, it's not a real pamper.
It's not very relaxing, is it?
So I'd rather have someone that's comfortable enough to say to me, I don't like what you've done, or I need to have a wander around, or can I go get a drink, than someone who sits quietly, has it done and then leaves.
And never returns.
Because
then that's when I find imposter for me seats in, and I think, what have I done wrong?
Do other people think this about me, but they just stay, like,
100%.
I'd love to go back to a booking system, but it got very messy and people ended up just messaging me And a lot of people will go, well, that's you're doing something wrong. But I found what works for me, because again, we aren't all the same. We don't all work the same. And my advice might help some, it might help nobody. But it just works for me, being able to have a little brief conversation with them, figure out what the vibes are, and go from there.
No, I think that's it, isn't it? Like, we're all running our own businesses, and it's got to work for you. It's your business. That's the whole benefit of not having a boss, not having anybody else. Like, you don't have a team, and that can be quite isolating. And equally, on the other hand, it's a big positive, because you can do what works right for you. So just because someone online is saying, oh, I think you should do this for your business, if you're looking at that and thinking, that's not going to work for me, you don't have to.
Yeah, or give it a whirl, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't mean you're any less of a nail tech.
Yeah.
Like, it just means you know what works for you. You've tried it, and it didn't work. It's all good.
Yeah, 100%. Shall we do a fun little quick fire round?
Yeah, can do.
Let's do it. So, hand-painted nail art versus stickers.
I feel like you know my answer.
I know your answer.
I feel like you know my answer.
We didn't need to ask this
Yeah,
question.
well, let's skip. No, hand painted for sure.
Every time.
Every time.
Yeah.
I've only ever used stickers once or twice, and sometimes they can be more of a faff.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't get it on properly, you've got an air bubble. My days. It's not worth it.
Do you know what? I did a really fun set, which was fantastic, and it's one of the few times I've used stickers.
Yeah.
And it was one. This is not quick fire because now I'm telling a bloody story.
Go for it. I'm here for this.
We got custom stickers made of the dog, because she wanted to know if I could do the dog, and I was like, look, I can do a cartoon version of that dog, but it won't be true to. Yeah, it was actually a friend's dog, but I just said it was her dog for the sake of not complicating the post. People were like, what?
Yeah, my friends, cousins, sisters, dogs, cats, hamsters.
I want it on my nail.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she wanted it more realistic than that. So, and again, that's about knowing your limits, isn't it? Pushing back, saying no. So I was very upfront with her. I said, I'm not going to be able to do that in a realistic way. I can't make it look super hyper realism. And then we looked into stickers, and she came in. She had her stickers. Yeah, the only thing is she was a client who loved a lot of colour, and actually anything that's paler is see-through on the stickers, so you have to put them on like very white or pale base.
Right.
So what we did was we kind of made them look a little bit like frames. That is the only downside. There might be, these were like water decal stickers, so you might be able to get actual stickers that are peel and stick that have white on them.
If I had to choose between water decals and stickers, I'd say water decals. They do seem to be a bit easier to work with.
Yeah. And that worked really well, and I did love that. But yeah, in general, I agree, hand painted.
I love that, and you need to, side note, you need to tell me where she got those, because
I
that's
will.
awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. And for my husband's stag do, he wanted to have my face on his nails, which would have been insane, and the TikTok content would have been fantastic.
Yes.
But I prioritised clients over him, and then he had a rushed appointment. I didn't order the stickers in time, and he was gutted, I was gutted, but it didn't work out.
Good.
I know, wouldn't it?
That's awesome.
Accent nails or full sets of nail art?
This one, I'm like, I feel like both can be just as good. I love a full set, but sometimes when you're having a bad day, you're tired, whatever, sometimes just having the right kind of accent nail can be just as much as a chef's kiss as a full set.
Yeah.
So that one I'm on the fence, both.
Depends on the accent nail for me,
Yeah.
and whether it matches the rest of the set. Like, it,
Yeah.
you know, I mean, obviously we're talking about nail art here, not glitter, but if you're wanting a glitter accent nail, like, it's not 2013.
But like, if you did this and these were all red and that was the accent nail, I'd be like, yes.
Yeah, that's God.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
like
it
that.
works.
Yeah.
Trends you refuse to offer. Have you got a lot?
So there was, in the questions that you sent over, there was one that was about like, what do you like to do trend-wise, or what do you not like to do? Trends, I will do them, but I make it known I'm not keen. Blooming gel flowers, because they look so good when they're done right, but I don't know about you. Sometimes you do it, and for no rhyme or reason, your dots are in the right place, your blooming gel's as it should be, but sometimes one petal just kind of goes a bit more than the other one, so you have to go again. So for something so simple, it gives me too much of a headache, because it should just be blob and go, but sometimes it does just veer off, and I'm like, what are we doing?
Yes.
Why are we doing this?
And I find it depends what you're blooming it in. Like, some blooming gel, like clear blooming gels are better than others. So yeah. She's a bit temperamental, isn't she?
She can be. That and Christmas bows hate me, do whatever. Christmas bows, Frenches, blooming
Not
jar
fun.
flowers. Nah, not happening. I've had people over Christmas be like, oh, I want this Christmas bow, and I'm like, yay. And they're like, do you not want to do them? And I'm like, I'll do it, it's your nails, but you're not feeding my soul today, so.
Just know I'm sad about this decision.
Yeah, I'm not disappointed, but I'm a bit sad.
I sometimes get sets like that, and I'm like, oh, I'll do it, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
And it's usually, I don't want to sound ageist, but it's a certain demographic of women. I think they're still getting I think they go on Pinterest or Google to search for inspo, and they get inspo that is from like 2011, and it just feels more old fashioned.
Yeah.
And then I do it, and I think, well, I'm not taking a picture of it, it's not going on my Instagram.
No offence.
I don't want anyone to know I've done it, like
Yeah.
the colours aren't going.
I love that.
Like, it's just not the vibe, and
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, but I will still do it, I won't refuse it.
Yeah, because
Sure
at the end
does.
of the day, it's what they want, and if that's what they like, go for it. But I'm totally with you. It's like, it's not a bit of me. As Google is so outdated. When you
Yeah.
type in like Christmas nail inspo 25 or whatever, stuff came up that was trending like 3 years ago, and you're like, okay.
Not anymore. They're like, new trend, glazed donut nails.
You're like, oh, okay, we're back there again.
A design that takes longer than people think.
French.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's true.
No questions asked. Everyone probably thinks I'm so miserable, and they're like, my clients are like, what is your problem with Frenches? I'm like, oh, just don't get me started.
Don't talk to me about
I said it earlier, painting something exactly the same 10 times, no. It just takes forever.
Yeah, I find it even with, you know, if it's like, oh, I just want a few dots on my nails, like polka dots and stuff, I'm like, that takes longer than you think. Because it should just be a few dots, but I've got to get them exactly right.
You've got to map out where they're going, otherwise it just looks silly.
100%.
I'm so glad you get it.
I get it. Do you prefer to do nail art on short nails or long nails?
It used to be long nails, because I was always like, oh my god, you can get so much more on a long nail.
True.
I am in my short nail era. I love packing those little bad boys with so much art. Like, anyone that goes, oh, I really want this, but I've got short nails, I'm like, give it to me. Just give it to me, I want it.
The only thing I hate about that is when someone comes and they show you inspo of a long set. They've got little short sets, and I'm trying to explain, yes, we can probably do it, but we're going to have to adapt it, and it's not going to look the same.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a long set and it's got a load of kind of white spaces in the background, and then it's got design, the balance is so different. So even if I do them exactly the same,
it's gonna look different.
The balance is going to look different.
Yeah.
Even just changing the colour I find on a design changes the look of it so
Everything,
much.
Yeah. Mine's like, if someone has a really short set and they want a deep French, they'll show me inspo on nails that are like this length with a deep French, and then I kind of look at them and go, that's not going to work on a really short natural nail. It's not going to have the same effect as it does on this. So instead of a deep French, let's do a full colour or a different style, maybe some waves or something.
Yeah.
Just to mix it up a little bit. But I do love a little shorty at the moment. Like, pack it with art. Yeah, she deserves to be loved.
We love her. Pinterest or Instagram for inspo?
I'd probably say Instagram. I personally get a lot of people coming to me with Instagram reference pictures. Pinterest seems to be generating a lot of AI pictures.
Yes.
And we're not here for that, as we've discussed.
We do not want
I
her.
am
Go
not putting
away.
fish in people's nails. It's not happening. But yeah, Instagram, because I find there's more variety, because obviously there's so many talented techs out there.
I find Instagram a lot better.
Do you?
Yeah, than
Thank God
Pinterest.
it's not just me.
No, I agree. I think it's a lot better. I think Pinterest does throw up some horrors.
And TikTok's quite good, even though it's videos, because it gives you the process.
Yes. I often find as well though that a lot of the inspo pictures on Pinterest are actually, when you click through, it's to an article that's got inspo off Instagram.
Yes.
It's like linked Instagram images in an article that then is on Pinterest.
Or it
So it
sends
just
you to
feels
TikTok
old.
to a video, yeah.
Yeah, so it's already a bit outdated, whereas I think the
Yeah.
most up-to-date current trend inspo is always on Instagram.
Yeah, 100% agreed.
Because where actual techs are sharing their work in real time.
Yeah.
100%. Favourite nail art to wear yourself?
I love, like, anything junky. So my Christmas set, I did myself a press-on set, so I could get them off ready for this. And it was something different on every nail, and it was a mix of like full cover glitters with a snowflake on to like 3D snowman. I love anything textured. more is more kind of vibes. I do like a bit of art. Like today I was like, oh, should I just go for something simple? And my brain was like, you know, you're just going to go home and add more stuff to it if you do that. I was like, yes, I know I will.
I love that. I'm going to go home and do the whole set.
But I love anything that's a bit unusual, a bit funky, like this, how it's not just a French, like you've got wibbly lines on it, like I love it. Anything that's just fun to look at, I like to have on myself. I am currently working on a Cars set that I started last year.
Cars is in the film?
Yeah.
Love that.
I will finish them. I've currently only painted Lightning McQueen, which if I'm honest, this is one of the only nails that I'll look at and go, that is good. That she deserves to be shared. That is a good character.
I do feel like one of your goals for 2026 should be to up your confidence, because genuinely I looked at your page and I was like, you're insane, and all you've done since you've been here is say, that's not good, that's not good.
Yeah,
It
I'm
is.
okay, I guess. If you say so.
No, you are insane, hence why you are the guest to talk about nail art.
See, I'm sat here like I feel like I'm not the one to talk to about nail art.
Do you feel imposter syndrome?
Yeah, because I'm like, if I'm being honest guys, I've just winged it the whole time.
So has everybody
I've just
though.
practiced, winged it. I learned how to saturate my brush and do brush pressure, and then the rest is history. Everything else just happened and it's great.
Everyone's winging it though.
100%.
That's what people don't realise, and that's what, as a beginner, I wish I'd known, I think.
Everyone's just
winging
trying, trying their best.
it. Would you rather have a chatty client or a silent client?
Neither. And I'm not saying I don't want clients, I like the balance of both. I like the ones where we can just sit and be like, blah, 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 like during prep, but I like the ones that also understand quiet time, like when I'm painting. Because my sets can take quite a long time, me and my clients, it's almost like there's an understanding now of if there are natural silences, let them happen.
Mm-hmm.
Don't force anything in them, let them happen. You and your client both, chatting away, your brain needs to recharge. I finished a set the other month of me and my client before she even paid. I finished them, took the photos, and then we both sat back and had quiet time for 5 minutes on our phones, just scrolling through reels. And then we both looked at each other and we were just like, have we seriously just had like a little recharge moment before we take payment and carry on? And she's like, I think we have. I was like, oops. But I do like a good mix. Someone who can understand that natural silence is okay, it doesn't mean it's awkward. But someone who also can have a little chit chat and you can have a good old chin wag about everything and anything too.
I think that's the benefit of getting to know your clients as well, because silence is comfortable, not
100%.
awkward. And what about nail art that you think should stay in 2025? What are we putting in the room? What is it, room 101? Is it 101?
I don't know.
It's some game show where you can banish things.
I'm like, I know you're talking to me, I just don't know what you're saying.
What are we leaving in 2025?
Christmas bows and
Fair.
blooming gel flowers. I don't really follow trends. I'm really grateful in the fact that the people I have, maybe one or two will have something trending. They don't follow trends. They like to have out there stuff. A lot of my clients, I gained when I was Drop Dead Beauty, and that name brought along a lot of like alternative clients, which I love. I'm so grateful for. That was the idea of it.
Why did you change your name? Out of interest.
Oh gosh, I went on a little bit of a spiritual journey. Obviously, I don't know, you've not really followed me for too long, but back in 2024, anyone who has followed me from then will know that I went to therapy. In therapy, developed a panic disorder, which turned into a driving disorder, like panic disorder around driving. And I went from being this really fun, out there person to being absolutely riddled with panic, which I knew I struggled with anxiety anyway, but it was manageable. I'd come off my medication and everything, which I'm really proud of. And it just went into panic, which I was housebound back in 2024. From like September to maybe July last year, I was housebound.
Wow. Well, thank you for coming on. Like, I feel like this is a big deal that you're coming here today.
I had my nails done a month ago. I've not had my nails done in a long time, and I kid you not, like the first 5 minutes, I was like I couldn't catch my breath. So I feel like this is such a huge change. So if you struggle with anxiety, just do it. Honestly, do it scared, do it angry, do it sad.
I feel honoured that you come today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. But
how sick for like your progress that
Thank
you're
you.
here doing something that like a lot of people would say no to, because it is out of your comfort zone.
One thing I learned is that a lot of people will just accept, I've been told I have this, so this is me forever. This is not me forever. This is not me forever. but I had a wobble where I was trying to banish anything like negative around me, and I turned to one of my friends and I goes, the term drop dead isn't very positive. And they're like, yeah, but you're not saying like drop dead as in like drop dead. And I was like, no, but it's still a negative phrase. I mean, the reason I named myself that was because I used to love the brand of clothing. Again, if you know, you know, Drop Dead clothing that Ollie Sykes did from Bring Me the Horizon. I used to be all over that. So it was a little play on you're drop dead gorgeous, but also a little nod to drop dead clothing. I was just like, I want to steer away from anything negative because I just felt like it was something that consumed me that was quite negative. I don't know, it sounds really cheesy.
No, I get that. Like, sometimes you just need a bit of a rebrand. Like, your life's taking a different direction. You've got a different kind of view on life and the world and outlook. That's what I'm looking for. And sometimes you do just need a bit of a reset, whether that's your business name, your logo, your colours, whatever. Like, sometimes you need a...
So that's literally what it was. I was like, I just want a fresh start because I was moving into my studio. So I was like, let's completely refresh. So I went with Orphic because it was like something to do along the lines of like weird and unknown that the majority of people aren't comfortable with kind of thing. And I was like, me. But I'll be honest, you heard it here first, I do regret changing my name.
Do you?
I feel like whatever wobble I was on last year, someone should have been monitoring me and going, you don't need to change your name, it's okay. But I feel kind of like, well, we'll just roll with it now. It is what it is. Like, it's still a funky name and I like the logo. It's my
I think a
style
rebrand's a
sign.
big deal, isn't it? Because it is like,
deal.
if you're known as something and then you change what you're known as, like it does impact things, doesn't it?
I had to do so many posts like, it's still me.
Are you ready for a Nightmare from the Nail Desk?
Yeah. Hit me.
Nightmare from the Nail Desk is my little agony aunt section where we get given a dilemma and we answer it.
Okay.
So, I have a regular client who used to book nail art every visit but now only books plain buyout. She's still happy and loyal, but I feel disheartened and worried that my nail art isn't good enough anymore. Should I address it or leave it?
So this has actually happened to me recently. And I did address it because this person had been having nail art constantly for 2 years, and I mean, like, she was my Ruby tier, so the sets where it's something on every nail. I would absolutely address it, but like in a gentle way. So I basically would ask her, like, you know, has she changed her job? Like I'd ask her a question like, how's work? Are you still at the same place? Because it could be something as simple as they've gone from working in an office or from home to working in like the health sector where they can have their nails done but they can't have crazy nail art, or they're in a school so they can't really have anything too out there, you know. It sounds daft, but some places are like that. So then if you know, okay, it's because she's had a career change or she's not allowed X, Y, Z, then you can rest easy at night knowing you've done nothing wrong. For the lady I questioned her, and then I was like, oh, I've noticed that since I've had my price increase that we've dropped the amount of arty sets that we're doing, like, is everything okay? And she was like, yeah, she was like, I just can't really afford what it is now for what I used to have. And I've been like, oh my gosh, like, I'm so sorry that's how it is. And then I come up with a solution, and instead of her, because between my Sapphire and Ruby set there's a £10 difference because you've gone from painting 2 nails to 10 nails. So there's a big difference in prices. So that's when because she might not know that I offer essentially custom pricing. So then I will have a gentle discussion with her along the lines of, well, what's your budget? And let's talk about what things you would like, and let's work it into your budget. Let's give you something within your budget.
I love that.
So I would definitely recommend talking to them. Because especially if they're a loyal client, you should have that relationship already where it shouldn't feel too awkward asking them a question like that, because you're not going to go in and go, why are you not having nail art anymore? Like, you can gently ask them, like, probe a few questions, figure it out for yourself. If they say they've had a new job, you can just go, okay, it's not me, it's work. Or if they turn around and go, oh, I just can't afford anymore, then you can have that discussion of, well, I'll tell you what, because you deserve to still have awesome nails, let's figure out what works within your budget. And it has helped massively.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Like, in kind of the issue, the tech is assuming she's the problem and jumping straight to that, and I know that's probably a confidence issue, but like you said, more than likely it's a job related. It's They might just have changed their style a little bit and they want to try out a clean girl thing a bit more. Or
that's it. They might be like me, having an identity crisis. Like, you know, who knows what's going on. I had another woman, to be fair. She was trying for a baby, and she just dead openly was like, I can't. Nails are not a priority at the moment.
Yeah.
I can have a plain set because I'm trying to save up for this. They might be saving for a dream holiday. They might be saving for a house. Like, we just don't know, and we can't just assume it is us. But like you say, it's that imposter syndrome of, oh God, is it me?
I find it really bittersweet sometimes when clients get engaged, because you're so happy for them, especially if they've been chatting about it for a while, and then they come in and you've done their engagement now, so it's really exciting. But sometimes you will have it where they say, oh, we're saving for the wedding now, so I'll be back for the wedding
See
nails.
you in a year.
Yeah, for now I'm kind of not going to come in. And I'm like, oh, I like you and I want to see you.
Yeah.
But equally, I get it.
Because it's expensive.
Yeah.
You know, I will always say to people, because there's a bit of a stigma around nails, that some clients, luckily none of mine, but some clients see nails as a need. They can't live without nails. Well, no, it's a want, it's a luxury.
Yeah.
It is a luxury. And
it is.
Sometimes you have to take that hit off. I'm going to have a couple months without having my brows, lashes and nails done, so I can save to have X, Y, Z. But just having that open conversation and letting your client know as well that if it is money while they've done it, if you make them aware that if they have an idea and you can try and work it in for them, they're going to probably feel more open to talk to you about if money is a problem in the future.
Yeah.
So if they have to not come to you instead of just dipping and never turning up, they might have that discussion like you said of, we're getting married, I need to save up, so unfortunately I won't be able to come to you for a while, but you're definitely doing my wedding nails. Like, communication, be open, be honest.
Yeah, and work on your confidence, because it's probably not you.
It's definitely not you, babe. I can promise you that.
Probably not you, probably.
I feel like if they're a regular and they've gone from having art to having art to not having art, I feel like, but they've continued to come to you, it's definitely not a you problem.
No, because if they didn't like you, they'd be elsewhere. If they didn't like your work, they'd be elsewhere. That's such a good point.
Preach it. 100%.
Yeah, they're still with you. They're just cost of living, mate. They're just cutting back a little bit.
Literally.
And be grateful that there's still a client giving you some money. Like, yeah, they might not be adding on the extra 5, 10, 20 pounds for the nail art, but you still got them as a client. So
some people run out of inspo. Me and another nail tech were talking not long ago about how we feel like the back end of the year was really boring nail art wise, and she was like, she spoke to one of her clients about it, and they said they feel really uninspired. They've essentially been with her for that long that they've had all the sets that they want to have, that they don't know what to have anymore. So you can also sort of
maybe post some sets of nail art
that you want to do,
and then,
because they might, like we spoke about earlier, they might not see what we see. They might only be seeing what Google's throwing at them, which was like inspo from 4 years ago. Like, so they might not know what's possible or what you're capable of. And again, some people, they might be uninspired, or they might not know how to get back into art. So I'll be like, should we just try this? I won't charge anything for it. Should we just try this? Like, you know, let's do a cheeky this on this finger, no extra, because I want to try it. And then you're kind of giving them the taste for it again.
Yeah, get them
and then literally sounds awful, but
nail art is a drug, and
literally,
it's just got
because they'll look
gotta
at
be
it
a pusher.
and then I don't want to be, but I have to be. But they might look at that and go, do you know what? Yeah, I've missed this, and they might allocate it into their budget again.
Yeah, no, that is such a valid point. Well, I think we have chatted about loads there.
Yeah.
I'm really going to struggle to get this to 100 hours, so it might have to be a 2-hour special, because I think
sorry.
we have... No, it's me as well. But it's such an interesting topic, and I think you've touched on loads of things there that are really valuable for people.
I feel like I still haven't given
scratched the surface.
Any help.
Do we need a part 2?
Because
Because I would love to have you back.
I feel like I need to do one where I talk about like I know I said earlier, like, there is no quick fix and no quick what's it, but there are little tips and tricks that are really important that if I'd have known when I started would have made my life so much easier.
Let's do it. I mean, I don't know if I've got a gap in the schedule till about May, June, July, but let's do it. Let's have part 2.
People probably don't want to hear me back to back for like God knows how long, so even if it's the back end of the year, I'm all for
November, you're in.
Sorted.
Come in for your Christmas nails.
Perfect. give the audience someone new.
Fab. Well, thank you so much for joining me.
No, thank you for having me.
Where can everybody who's watching and listening find and follow you to see more?
So I am on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok. On Instagram and TikTok it is Orphic Nails and Education. On Facebook, it's just Orphic because it wouldn't let me add the rest. I don't know why.
Facebook is her own beast, isn't she?
Literally. I'm going to assume I'll be tagged in this anyway, so
Yeah.
you can find it below. But yeah, that's me.
Beautiful. Well, thank you everybody for listening. I'm just hot cutting. I will insert a clip of the final nails, but I won't keep you around for this boring bit. But thank you so much for listening or watching. Hopefully that was really useful for everybody. I would love if you could like, subscribe and follow the podcast on whatever platform that you're listening or watching on. It really does help to get the word out there and allow me to keep making more. Next episode is going to be all about what clients want from a nail tech, and I've got my first non-nail tech guest. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.